believe Laura Ingraham is here someplace. Where is Laura? Where is she? Where is Laura? I can't recognize you. Is that a mask? No way. Are you wearing a mask? I've never seen her in a mask. Look at you. Oh, she's being very politically correct. Whoa. Whoa, I've never seen.
So that was Donald Trump mocking Fox News host Laura Ingraham at his rally today in Michigan. He's having one of his big rallies, barely anybody wearing a mask, no social distancing, just an utter disregard for basic common sense and decency. And out of the corner of his eye, he sees Laura Ingraham, or he knows she's there, and he freaks out basically because she's wearing a mask. Because this Fox News host, at this rally, does the right thing and puts on a mask. This is crazy to me because Laura Ingraham isn't even one of the quote-unquote reasonable Fox News hosts. We're not talking about Chris Wallace here, who for weeks, if not longer, has been telling people to wear their masks, who, made a big deal about how Donald Trump failed to do that and how the Trump family failed to do that during the first debate and how that may have caused a lot of issues going forward. Trump got COVID shortly after that first debate. Laura Ingraham is an ideological ally of Trump and of the very, very right-wing movements in the United States. And I find it very interesting that even she is considered, PC, a bit of a wimp, a bit of a worrywart for wearing a mask at this sort of rally. This isn't even me defending Laura Ingraham, if I'm being honest, because she doesn't deserve to be defended. I think this is actually pretty troubling for her because on her show, on parts of the Fox network that are more ideologically pro-Trump, because not all of Fox is equally rabidly Trump. She has done very little, if anything, to actually fight against disinformation about COVID from Trump and his allies. And indeed, this morning on this channel, we covered a clip of Donald Trump Jr. last night on Ingram's show, basically saying that COVID deaths are basically down to nothing, that the scientists are morons, that we've basically got this crisis under control, and there's really no need to worry about it, at least as much as we're worrying about it. And she doesn't do anything to shut that down.
These people are truly morons. You know what I mean? And I like how they go after Scott Atlas because he's not an epidemiologist, but Sanjay Gupta now magically is. I mean, give me a break, Laura. The reality is this. If you look, I put it up on my Instagram a couple days ago because I went through the CDC data because I kept hearing about new infections. But I was like, well, why aren't they talking about deaths? Oh, because the number is almost nothing. Because we've gotten control of this thing. We understand how it works. They have the therapeutics to be able to deal with this. If you look at that, look at my Instagram, it's gone to almost nothing.
Maybe she tries to weasel out of it later on in the interview. Who knows? But the point is, when you hear something so egregious and so dangerous from somebody that is that close to the president, you as a journalist need to immediately shut that down. Because what this is telling me is that it's important to wear a mask, you understand that there are risks, and frankly, Laura maybe understands that it protects you but also those around you. She knows all this, obviously. She's one of the few people attending there wearing a mask, and yet she allows her show to be a mouthpiece for the sort of disinformation that causes 1,000 people a day still to lose their lives. So I don't want to see anybody use this clip to defend Laura Ingraham. Just because she's one of the more reasonable people in the loony bin of the Trump far-right world doesn't mean she deserves to be praised. But again, I do think that, this is showing that maybe they don't want to put it on their shows, but there's a real cleavage here. There seems to be people like Donald Trump that don't wear masks and that really seem to believe some of their own BS about this. And then there are people that are very transparently using and abusing their power. Because people like Laura Ingraham, when the chips are down, they'll protect themselves. They'll let everyone else get lied to and die.